Hello there. This is Welsh ASMR 82. Hey, how you doing? In today's ASMR video on this Maps channel, I've got a bit of a treat. I received this as a very nice gift recently. Let me explain to you what it is. It's a map of Wales. Here we can see South Wales. We'll look at it in greater detail in a second. And North Wales. And it's done all in Welsh to the style of Tolkien's Middle-earth map from The Lord of the Rings. It is an extremely beautiful piece. I'm very lucky to have received it. And I will be using it to teach you a little bit about Wales, my home country. But I'm also a massive Tolkien fan. Huge Lord of the Rings fan. So this is ideal for me. I really hope that you enjoy this video. You find it either simply relaxing, helpful for sleep, or educational, totally up to you. Do click that like button though, and drop a comment. So this is a video of Cymru. Cymru being the word in Welsh for Wales. This year is a dragon, which is our national symbol, a red dragon, a ddraig goch, which is on our flag famously. Let's start here then, on the coast. So we can see the Bay Ceredigion Bay, Cardigan Bay, which is here. Aberystwyth is there. Aberystwyth is a large university town and very beautiful on the coast. Very popular because of its large university. I had to translate a couple of the terms because I'm not familiar with them. Deheubarth means the southern region, so that's what we apparently are calling this. I'm hoping to learn some stuff about my own country too. I don't profess to know everything. Cay Newydd is Newquay, that's here. I went there within the last couple of months. It's extremely beautiful. Cay Newydd. And Aberteifi is here. So I may have mentioned before, anywhere with Aber, Aberystwyth, Aberteifi, Abergwaun, they all mean the estuary, the mouth of the river. So if there's a river that comes out, it's going to be called an Aber. Aber. Same with Aberdeen, because it was a Welsh-speaking area once. And it's Aberteifi because this is the Avon Teifi, the Teifi River. Avon is the word for river. There's a special term. If someone can remember the term, please put it in the comment section for us. But in certain places, there are place names which amalgamate two words from different languages, but the words themselves actually mean the same thing. There's a river Avon over here, and that's interesting because Avon means river, and river is river, so the river is the translation of River Avon, and it's happened in quite a few places around the world. East Timor is a country. Timor means east, so East Timor. So Avon is river, Aberteifi is the Teifi River. And then we keep going going down over the peninsula. We've got Abergwaun, Tyddewi, so that's St. David's. So King Charles was made prince here, I believe, in a ceremony. It's a city, because I think it has a cathedral, but it's pretty tiny. I don't think it's the smallest city in Wales, though. Hulforth. Now I'm gonna forget the English, because I always call it Hulforth. Is it? I'm trying to think what it is. Milford Haven, or is that Abertaigleddau? One of them is. Hulforth. Oh, that's Milford Haven, is it? I don't know. Something like that. Abertaigleddau, Pembroke is just here, and Pembroke Bysgod. Pembroke Bysgod is Temby. Many of you viewers from England will have possibly spent some holiday down here. Stunning beach. Pembroke is Pembroke. And there's a big dock here, Pembroke Dock. I'm going to share a little secret with you, my English subscribers. This area here we call Little England because there are a large number of English people who have come to live in this area of Wales. So yeah, we call this part Little England. So there's very little Welsh spoken here, and many people are from our neighbours next door. I missed the Chanel San Shore. It's St. George's Channel. San is Saint, Shore is George, Chanel is Channel, obviously. Pembroke Bysgod, Pentywyn, Bay Carmarthen. So Bay is the bay of Carmarthen, Caerfyrddin. You're going to see this word a lot as well, Caer. It means a fortress, and I guess it must be feminine because the next word starts with an F, when normally it would start with an M, because this word, Fyrddin, should be spelled Myrddin with an M, and in English, Myrddin means Merlin. So this is Merlin's fortress. So this is where we suspect Camelot was located, and the druid, mage or wizard, Merlin, was located here. So Caerfyrddin, Carmarthen, is literally, in Welsh, Merlin's fortress. And this is the Bay of Carmarthen by Caerfyrddin. So this now is a very, very Welsh-speaking area here. And Llanelli, nice and easy to pronounce. Llanelli it's only a town, as is Caerfyrddin. So this is Carmarthenshire, and the capital of Carmarthenshire is Carmarthen. But Llanelli is the largest in terms of population, and in being so also number of Welsh speakers. So I think there are more Welsh speakers in Llanelli in terms of concentration than any other part of Wales. So lots of Welsh speakers are in the north and in this part of the world, the west, but not Little England obviously. But in terms of highest number per person, per population, Llanelli has the most Welsh speakers. So this is where I grew up, Abertawe. So again, Aber, mouth of the river, and the river is the Tawe. When we speak English, we call it the Tawi, but it's Abertawe. And this is the Penrhyn Gwyr. Again, many of you will have been here. This is the Gower Peninsula. Gower Peninsula, Gwyr, Penrhyn Gwyr. This is considered an area of natural beauty. Lots of beaches like Rhossili. And then this is therefore the Bay Abertawe, the Bay of Swansea, Swansea Bay. We'll carry on the coast for the moment, before we go inland and then eventually up north. So we've got Port Talbot here, Porthcawl, Porthcawl. Porth means port in Welsh. And if you carry on down the coast, you've got Barry. Not far away is Barry Island, for all of you Gavin and Stacey fans. And Caerdydd is Annission's capital here. Caerdydd is Cardiff. Caer fortress, Dydd actually just means day fortress. I don't understand the origin of that word. I love the intricacies, easy for me to say, intricacies of this map. So the Môr Hafren is the Severn, the sea of the Severn. The Severn being the name of the river. Not the number 7, but with an R in it. Severn. Môr Hafren, I can't remember the word in English. And the Avon Hafren, the Hafren River, the Severn, River Severn is here. And there's the little bridge that we all use. This is the M4 motorway. And it goes over the Severn Bridge there. And you can even see that we've got the Welsh word for Bristol on here, Brista. And that's the bridge, the very famous bridge. And then if you go down from Brista, is it the extension bridge it's called? Then you've got, it says Ffordd Gwlad yr Haf. Gwlad yr Haf is Somerset. In Welsh we call it the land of summer. So it says that this is the way to Somerset. Ffordd Gwlad yr Haf. And another major place to pay attention to after Cardiff, Casnewydd, that's Newport. Newport. And Gwent is here. Gwent. Although I can't remember what Gwent is in English. And this is the border with England. Although sometimes it disappears into the natural border, which is the river. And then we can see the area Gwent, Morgannwg. Morgannwg, this area here was an ancient kingdom called Morgannwg, which is Glamorgan, and then Gwent is here. Gwent, the field of Gwent. Lots of, when I speak to English people specifically, but people from the UK in general, they often say, "Oh, are you a Valleys boy?" And I'm like, no, because I come from Abertawe, which is here, and the valleys are here. So all of these are mountains, and you can't get from one side to the other. You have to come down the valley and then go up the next one, come down and go up. So these are the valleys. Afan, Argoed, Castellnydd is Neath. Tonpentre, the Rhondda. So the Rhondda is the general name. The valleys are Rhondda. Aberdâr, Aberdare. Newydd Tredegar, Pontypool, Cwmbran, lots of these places don't really get English names. Pontypridd, literally bridge over the earth, Pridd is earth. Caerphilly, one of the biggest castles in Britain is in Caerphilly. Bedwas. And I forgot to mention Pennebont-yr-Ogur, which in English is bridge end, which does kind of translate. Pen-y-bont is the top of the bridge or the end of the bridge, but the bridge is over the Ogur River, so Pennebont-yr-Ogur. And then we have this area here, Merthyr Tydfil and Glynebwy. What's that? Krieg Hywel, Efenni. Efenni is Abergavenny. Llandeusant Aberhonddu, Pen-y-Fan. Aberhonddu is Brecon, the town of Brecon, and Banau Brycheiniog is the Brecon Beacons. This is another area of natural beauty. Lots of hikers go there every day. And they formally changed the name now to Banau Brycheiniog. So if you're speaking English, you can use Brecon Beacons, but much like other countries have done, Spain being one of them, even when Spanish people talk about the Basque country, they're supposed to use the word for the Basque country in Basque and not the Spanish word for it. So we've started to introduce these terms into English. So when you're speaking English, you're supposed to say, oh, I'm going hiking to Banau Brycheiniog on the weekend. It's not gone down very well, but I encourage everyone to give it a go. It's not that scary. Okay, so Mynydd D, the Black Mountain, is here. Sounds very Tolkien, doesn't it? And the middle part of the country is very sparsely populated. The south is more populated than the north, and the middle is the least populated, mostly because of the mountain ranges. Llandrydnod, which is Llandrydnod Wells, is here. Trying to get my bearings. Some of these are too small for me to read, unfortunately. Afon Gwy, Caban Coch. These are the names of the lakes. Caban Coch. What's that say? Caerwen. And then we get to the middle of the country. We've got Aberystwyth, which we talked about on the coast, but we got Drenewydd, or Newtown, just there. Beautiful views if you drive over the mountains here, which I've done on the way to Wrexham. Then we've got the very easy to pronounce Machynlleth, just here. I'll say it again for you. Machynlleth. So it's got the ch sound, the ll sound, and if you're a non-native British speaker, th sound as well. Machynlleth. Bit of a mouthful, particularly if you're French. Coedwig, Dyfnant. This is the Dyfnant Forest, Coedwig. Trallwng is there. And over all these mountain ranges, not many cities, well, no cities in fact. Croesos Llwalt, never heard of it, don't know what that is. Is that Oswestry? Not sure. And then, was it Llyn Tegid is the name of this lake? And Harlech is here. And then we've got the Pen Rhyn Llyn. Pen Rhyn Llyn is the Llyn Peninsula. Ynys Enlli is here. Ynys is the word for island. Ynys. watch my videos, you'll have heard me mention previously that this word in Gaelic, so in Scotland and Ireland, is pronounced Enish. So anything with Enish is an island in those countries, and in Wales is an ynys. And then we've got Abersoch, just here, Abersoch. So I'm assuming the Soch River, Aber, comes out here. Arlech, Llwyntegid, and these ones, Afon Dyfrdwy, so that's the name of the river. And now we are in Gwynedd in the north, the ancient kingdom of Gwynedd. Betws y Coed is just here. We've got this river by the looks of it running through, which goes up to Conwy. Penygroes is here, Llanberis, the very beautiful Carmarthen, as the Caer fortress suggests. There's a massive castle there, stunning castle. And then we've got Eryri. Similar to Banau Brycheiniog, Eryri means Snowdon, and we are trying to change the word from Snowdon in English to Eryri, so that people will say, hey, I've climbed Eryri, instead of saying I've climbed Snowdonia. I'm going to go over here and then we'll finish up in this area, because over here we have Wrexham. Now, technically, a W in Welsh is pronounced oo, but I've never ever said Wrexham. I'm pretty sure it's just Wrexham, because the word is Latin anyway. And I think it's just an Anglicisation or a Welshation, whatever the verb for that would be. Cymraisation of the Latin word. Talking about Latin, Caer is here, and we spoke earlier on about Caer meaning fortress, because that's taken from the Latin Chester. Now, that is called Chester in English, but anywhere in England that has Chester at the end, like Worcester, which is technically spelt Worcester, or for example Cirencester, they would have been Roman fortresses. So this one was a Roman fortress, just called Fortress. So Caer. So when we called Carmarthen, technically I suppose it should have been Carmarchester or something. And then this is the border with England. And we can see if we go past Chester in England, which is just on the border, we get to Lerpool. Lerpool is of course Liverpool. Lerpool. And this bridge isn't actually a bridge, it's underground, isn't it? I went through it recently. And then, like we saw Somerset, we got Ffordd Manceinion. Manceinion. So this is the way to Manchester, Manceinion. I don't know whether... I mean, Welsh was around first, and Manchester would have been a Welsh-speaking area at one point. Lancashire fell a lot later than the other kingdoms in England, so people from Lancashire would have classically spoken Welsh a lot longer than the other areas of England that fell first, like the northeast. I wonder if the word manc in English comes from the Welsh Manceinion, because if you come from Manchester you are manc. And then what's this one saying? We've got the Liverpool, Liverpool Bay. What do we call it? Okay, let's work our way back over to Ynys Môn. So Rhyl, well, English. Llanebwy, Llandirnog, Abergele, beautiful coastline at the north here. By Colwyn Bay, Conwy we've spoken about, and Llandudno, which is Llandudno. Then we go down here, and we've got a little place called Bethesda. If you are a fan of Bethesda games, then you should live there. I think there's a Bethesda down in Carmarthenshire as well. And this is Bangor. Similar to Aberystwyth, Bangor is a big university town. I think some of you subscribers have actually been to university there. By Conwy is Conwy Bay. By Carnarvon is Carnarvon Bay. Afon Menai. This is the river Menai, but in English we call it the Menai Strait, I think. And there's a bridge here, the Menai Bridge, which links our largest island. Remember, Ynys is island. Ynys Môn, which in English is Anglesey. And I think Caergybi, I think this is actually an island as well. It's the second largest island, I believe. But it doesn't look like an island there for some reason. The Môr Iwerddon is the Irish Sea. So island is Iwerddon. And Môr is again from Latin, meaning sea, mare in Italian. Mer in French, mar in Spanish, Môr in Welsh. Lots of words from Latin in Welsh. We got on pretty well with the Romans. They quite liked us, actually. So Ynys Môn is Anglesey. Caergybi is there. I always forget what Caergybi is in English. It's a llyn, I can't read the word. Llyn. I can't see. Alais or something. And then you've got this one. This place is tiny, and the fascination is obviously very high because this is the name of the tiny town with like 3 shops and 2 houses and a train station. Shall I do it? And then we'll finish. Let me get it. I don't want to mispronounce it. I'm representing my country here. Llanfair, Pwllgwyn, Gill, Gergwyll, Go, Ger, Chwyn, Drobwr, Llantysilio, Go. But I always struggle a little bit because we usually call it Llanfair Pwllgwyn, and everyone knows the bit at the end where it's Llantysilio, Go. And it's literally a description of how to find the town in Welsh. So it's the parish of Mary next to the whirling whirlpool, next to the red caves, blah blah blah. So yeah, Llanfair Pwllgwyn, Gwyngyll, Chwern, Chwyr, I can't even see that bit. Hwyl, Drobwr, it's the bit I struggle with. Llantysilio, Go. Llanfair, just call it Llanfair. Llanfair PG, I've heard it called as well. Llanfair PG, Llanfair Pwllgwyn. Longest place name in Europe, one of the longest place names in the world. There's nothing there. It's just to get tourists to go there. Okay, I really hope you enjoyed the video. Do drop a like for me, it does massively help this channel grow, and I really appreciate it. Also drop me a little comment, maybe mention something interesting or correct me if I've got something wrong, and ask any questions that you've got and I'll try and answer them. Right, take care everyone. Thank you for watching. Massive hello to all my brand new Patreons. And sorry, my tummy's rumbling. I hope you can't hear it too much. I'm gonna go make some dinner in a second. And hopefully you are dropping off to sleep. But if you want to join me on Patreon like my new patrons, thank you so much for your pledges, everyone. It's so wonderful. Then just look in the info box below and join them. Okay, from Wales, diolch, thank you, diolch, and nos